What's happening, everybody? It's Sean with reactions to the classics. Today we got a reaction to Slowdive and their song Sleep, brought to us by a friend and supporter and patron of the channel, Keychain. Thank you, Keychain. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the patrons who make this thing go. If you'd like to support us in any way, check out the Patreon link below. The Patreon link on the end screen. We're almost at 2,500 videos. We'd never be able to do it without the patrons. Okay, I'm familiar with Slowdive Train. I did an album draft series last year. We picked the top 10 albums from every year from 1965 to 2022. Go check that out. So I dove into some Slowdive. I really liked them. We actually were talking about this on a live stream just a few days ago at the time of me filming this. So I don't know if Keychain went back and watched that, or if it just happened to be a great coincidence because somebody didn't know what shoegaze music was. So I played a little My Bloody Valentine. Then someone else was like, Slowdive's better. And I'm like, yeah, I do think Slowdive is better. If you're a My Bloody Valentine, don't come after me there. We do have some reviews up for them. But so here's Slowdive, right? Here we are doing an actual reaction to it. And Keychain knows a lot about this song, so I'm going to let him do the talking. He says, so I have a shoegaze song today from a band you know, but with an interesting and maybe a bit lengthy story behind it. That song being, of course, Sleep. However, before anything, this song is not on streaming services. This is interesting. I'm reading this to you. It's probably just to me, but it's interesting. It was never officially released, yet curiously, if you search up this song on YouTube, you'll find an upload of the song from over a decade ago in all its low definition glory with over 13 million views. For comparison, their official upload of When the Sun Hits hasn't even reached half of that. So here's the story. Most of the members of Slowdive had pursued other musical projects before the band's formation, and specific to the story's guitarist Christian Seville. He created a band with his friends called The Geeks, which then became Eternal. They were signed to the short-lived indie label Sarah Records, a label with an interesting story in its own right. Eternal released one 7-inch EP called Breathe before quickly disbanding and Christian joining Slowdive. This EP is easily accessible via streaming, including its opening track, Sleep, a melancholic acoustic guitar-driven alternative rock song with vocals and effects that wouldn't be too far off from what Slowdive would soon be doing together. Shortly after the release of Slowdive's debut record, Just for a Day, the band got back into the studio in 1992 to record many all-caps songs, a handful of which would become Slovaki. I always have a hard time saying it's just a brilliant album. Among these is an electric guitar rendition of the closer Dagger, which is amazing in its own right, and you should also check out. During these recording sessions, Christian showed the band his former song Sleep, to which Slowdive then recorded a cover of it. The instrumentation is largely similar, although now sang, of course, with a female vocalist, Rachel Goswell. Heavily altered lyrics and more emphasis on the bass and, of course, the layered guitars, giving it that signature Slowdive shine, if you will. And to many fans, they see this as the band's crowning achievement in their favorite Slowdive song, so why was it never released? The answer came down to the head of Creation Records, Alan McGee, specifically the band's working relationship with him. Slowdive were already feeling pressure during these demo sessions, especially after the critical panning of their debut album, UK Music Press being UK Music Press. After presenting the near 40 songs recorded cover to Alan, possibly in part coming off the heels of the release of My Bloody Valentine's Loveless, I already just mentioned them. Loveless was a gigantic hit and a fantastic album. According to Rachel Goswell, he said something to the effect of, quote, so I see you've got no songs. They're all blank. I'll leave it at that. Well, it wasn't kind. As a result, they had to scrap most of the tracks, and while the band has said they were happier with how things turned out with Slovaki, Sleep was among the tracks condemned by Alan and would never see an official release. He's a record company, guys. That's another story. That's another video. Now, how these 1992 demos were acquired and posted online are a little fuzzy, with Neil and Rachel saying they never leaked it, and some alleging Simon Scott, the drummer, being the source. However, in recent times, the most accepted answer is that Christian himself created multiple copies of the demo tapes in the late 90s and sent them to anyone who emailed asking for them, and it's why we believe this is how most of the demos you see floating online today, including Sleep, are on the internet in the first place. Many fans have come to dub this collection of unreleased tracks and demos from this era, as well as some from their follow-up, Pygmalion, as the I Saw the Sun LP. Going back to the original YouTube upload, despite the words of Alan, the low-definition video has shown itself to be very popular, with many anecdotes in the comments section and related Reddit communities threads sharing stories of how they were introduced to Slowdive, even shoegaze in general, through that very upload. It's to the point where the video and song are something of a, quote, lo-fi classic on YouTube. And of course, many have attempted to illegally upload the song and other various demos on streaming services, with the band confirming such and swiftly taking them down. Oh, man, can we get them up there and get these guys paid? Because it's so much easier to find there, right? In fact, at the time of writing, you can find a compilation of a handful of the demos on Spotify, though who knows when that will get taken down by the time you read this. Despite this, though, this attention hasn't gone ignored by the band. In fact, starting mid last year, I'm in 2023 right now, the band has consistently been playing this song at their live shows, giving fans a lot of hope. Although it's not going to be on their upcoming album or anything, maybe this is a sign that the band are just as interested in the song as us, and maybe they'll go back in the studio and put together an official studio version for the first time. As far as what makes the song so appealing to fans, the melody, the instrumentation, the nostalgic feeling the song invokes, maybe just the mystique of it being released. Whatever it is, it's amazing to see the song's staying power. And while it's not my Keychain says, my favorite Slowdive track, I can see why it is for so many fans, and maybe you will too. So Keychain sent me a link, right? This upload is a recent remix of the demo. It's a bit clearer and more dynamic. Not perfect, of course, but enough to where you can easily imagine this as a B-side to Slovakia or bonus track, maybe even a single. What a fantastic write-up by Keychain. That's just fantastic. Got me very intrigued to listen to this. I'm going to have the lyrics up as always. Thanks again, Keychain. right. Slowdive, Sleep. That was just fantastic, right? Rachel's vocals, the guitar work on there, mainly probably, I'm sure, by Neil. But just a fantastic vibe, right? The lyrics themselves, you know, who knows? I could see you laughing through dreams of perfect sleep. Sleep away from me. You know what's in my mind. When you go, I'm crying. Dream, dream away from me. Then verse 2, let the Lord embrace you. Bow down and spare the reed. When I close my eyes, your fate shall be free. When I see you drowning, I'll dream, dream away from you. So, but I mean, the guitar, just the, man, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's a less heavy shoegaze than what you're going to get, especially from Loveless by My Bloody Valentine, but just fantastic stuff right there, right? I could listen to that on repeat because, you know, with the lights down and just vibe with it. So great, not only requests from Keychain, but great background so we kind of understand where this came from. I'm sure most people watching this are huge Slowdive fans, but if you're not, go check out some Slowdive. I highly, highly recommend it. We highly recommended it in those album draft series. So thanks to Keychain. Thanks to everybody for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. There's got to be something here that you're going to enjoy. And until next time, guys, I will see you.